What's up guys, Tearless here with another Overwatch hero. This time I'm looking at Reaper, who is another damage dealing assassin type hero in Overwatch. He's an assault hero, damage dealer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there really isn't much to say about Reaper. There's almost no backstory on Reaper, and that's because not much is known about him. Now, if you'd seen the Overwatch short of Recall, that is the one that Reaper appears in. And that kind of confirms the only thing that people really know about Reaper, and that is the fact that Reaper is systematically going around and killing former Overwatch members. They don't know why he's doing it. They don't know his reasons for doing it. All they know is that that is what Reaper is doing. Reaper is considered one of the most volatile mercenaries in the world, and so people are trying to stay away from him and trying to survive, but all he can be described as a black shadow of death. And until someone figures out what the reason is for Reaper and why he's doing this, no one will really understand his true role in Overwatch or why he wants to kill former members of Overwatch. Here is Reaper. You may already kind of recognize his main weapon, his shotguns, from the animated short Recall, where he faces off against Winston. But these, if you don't know the actual name of them, the ability name or the actual name of the weapon are the Hellfire shotguns. And these are, generic shotguns. They're just hand shotguns. And they do have quite a large spread. I'm going to use it on the left-hand side here, as you can see. And they play very well into the kit of Reaper. Know that Reaper is actually more of a close-ranged assassin, but he, unlike Genji, he is built more instead of trying to confuse your opponent and be kind of very quick and speedy, he's more, I'm just going to be up in your face and I'm going to deal lots of damage. Now, he does have a passive trait that plays into it and allows him to be up in your face. And that is the passive that allows him to collect souls. I believe the souls are it's called the Reaping. It allows you to collect soul globes to heal yourself. So as I kill these training bots, you're going to see these soul globes drop. Go ahead and kill them. And you'll see the soul globes right there. So that's what allows him to keep his sustain in close quarters combat with these, these hand cannons, these Hellfire shotguns. Now, like I said, they have a large spread, so if you attack from far, you're not going to get much damage out of them. Now, I was purposely hitting off to the right so you can see just how big the spread was. I was hitting that training bot on the right, excuse me. But it doesn't do much damage when you're that far. When you're up close, you're going to do a lot of damage. And you have 8 shots in a clip, so it's definitely there for you to be able to do lots of damage with these up-close quarter shotguns. As if they were other shotguns, long-range shotguns. But he has these hand cannons and they do very well. They work with the rest of his kit though. So his first ability is known as Wraith Form, and this is kind of like if you've been caught in a bad position, Reaper can kind of escape or reset or change position a little bit. He gains increased movement speed and invulnerability. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a reset for him, but it kind of, allows him to kind of re-engage somewhat, or to hold off damage until maybe he got a little too far in, and he's able to hold off damage until the rest of his team comes in. That's basically what Reaper does. Now, his second ability allows him to get to the backline very easy. I discussed in the Farah video about how Farah can get to places of the map that most people can't because she can fly. The counter to that is Reaper, who can also teleport very far across the map to places that most people can't get to, and he can pop up right behind her and kill her. And that's one of the advantages of Reaper, is he can use this teleport to get behind you and then just start wreaking havoc on the backside. That's what Reaper does best. And You know, as I said, being in the thick of the fight is where Reaper really belongs, and he has those souls that he can collect to keep his health up and then continue to fight in the battle. Now, his kit is very small, very much like McCree. You know, it's not too complex. The only additive to the kit is the fact that you have the souls that you can collect to heal. But otherwise, just the two abilities, the straight hand cannons. Nothing special about the hand cannons. It only does one. It only does one firing mode. There's no special firing mode. And then he has his ultimate. His ultimate is known as Death Blossom, and it does a lot of damage. Now, this is a scary ultimate because unlike the others, where it's very well announced, like when Pharah and Genji and even Hanzo, when they use their ultimates, you're able to kind of scope them out. Where do I need to avoid? This guy, you kind of have to do a little bit of, you know, investigative work and some guesswork on when he's going to use it. That is the only way you're going to survive it, because this pops immediately and it will deal a lot of damage. You kind of have to telegraph what the Reaper is planning on doing and counter it. So if I see a Reaper, you know, just running into the middle of a whole bunch of enemies, straight forward, I'm not gonna lie, he probably is going to pop his ultimate if he's running straight in there. So you have to be careful for that, because if you don't, you're gonna end up dying. And unless you're like someone like Mei, who has invulnerability, or Zenyatta, his ultimate, you're gonna have to be really careful. But even more so is I can teleport behind and then pop the ultimate. So watch right here. I'm gonna pop behind, and I'm behind, and then I can pop my ultimate immediately. Death Blossom just does a lot of damage, and if you pop behind your opponent, and then you can just, you know, destroy everyone. He is one of the strongest ultimates in the game. Now, you can attack him. If you see him, you know, running towards the center, about ready to pop his ultimate, focus him down. Like, obliterate him quickly. Now, if he gets behind you, things are a little bit more difficult, because then people have to find where he is and then take him down. But if not, you have a little bit easier time. You can telegraph him a little bit, and then focus fire him down with your team, as opposed to letting him just sit there and rip your team to shreds. So Reaper really does play to this in-your-face, you know, assassin that's just going to deal a lot of damage up close. And if you can keep yourself, you know, away from them and kind of out of range, you should be able to do better against a Reaper, because, as I said, he doesn't do much damage very far with his shotguns. It's only when he's up close that you really have to worry about Reaper. And so, watch for his teleport, and then his kind of shadow step. But if you're able to account for these things, and watch for Reaper when he uses his ultimate, you should be able to do just fine in terms of keeping yourself alive against a Reaper. Otherwise, he's a lot of fun to play. I really do enjoy him. He isn't the most popular hero from what I've seen, mostly because people do recognize that if a Reaper's coming in, head first, straight into the battle, he can get focused down really quickly. So you have to be careful, and you really have to use that teleport to your, if you want to play Reaper, you have to use that teleport to your advantage to get behind enemy lines and then make them react to your positioning, as opposed to you just running forward and they're able to just gun you down. So that's pretty much everything for Reaper. I hope you guys enjoy this. Hopefully there won't be too many Reapers out there on the battlefield, but I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Tearless out.